Welcome back, everyone. Today is another episode of our yTeam stories, and we are so incredibly lucky to be joined by the incredibly talented and amazing Georgia McAlpine. I'll tell you a bit of a quick story before we get started. I was doing a workout this morning, and I told everyone that I was actually really nervous to do this interview today because I am such a big fan of yours, and I was really scared I was going to fangirl. And now I'm just going to own it, and I'm going to fangirl the whole time. So, Georgia McAlpine, how are you, my friend?
I'm well, Zoe. Thanks so much for having me. I'm really excited.
We miss you so much. Georgia is from WA, and we love going there. So, Georgia, tell us a bit about yourself, how you got involved with yLead.
I am originally from a farm in WA, about 3.5 hours northeast of Perth. And so I went to boarding school when I was in year 8. And absolutely loved my time at boarding school because I'd been used to going to a tiny country school with about 10 students in the entire school. And in my final year of boarding school, I was head boarder. And so we had yLead come over for an in-school and I met Belle, and I absolutely fell in love with yLead. I thought it was the most incredible and empowering experience that I'd had. And then I was really lucky because I got to go to SLC before I started my year as head boarder. And then I returned the year after as a mentor and have kind of been doing in schools when we're lucky enough to have yLead in WA.
I recently got the chance to go over to WA, and that's when I actually met Georgia for the first time in person. And you are so incredible. And for the people that don't know you, how would you describe yourself in like 2 or 3 words to someone that doesn't know you?
I would hope that someone would describe me as positive, passionate, and inclusive.
Inclusive is definitely the word that I would that resonates the most with me about you. And you are so passionate and positive, so that's awesome. Look, as I said, I love Western Australia. When we went to Perth, I had the best time. So if I were to come to WA again and you were to take me on a tour of your hometown, what's like the best thing that you would show me, or where would you take me?
I've got to say something that I only recently sort of really thought about was the fact that in WA we're so lucky to have sunsets over the beach. And so that's always a highlight when people come, to be able to take them to the beach and let them enjoy the most beautiful sunset that they don't normally get to see over the water. So that's pretty special.
There is something very, very different about a WA sunset. Literally standing in the beach, waves rolling on your feet, watching that sunset is ridiculous. So I would be very keen. Next time I come, let's make it a date. Obviously, we're constantly learning and growing throughout all aspects of our lives, but especially over the past 2-3 months with COVID. So I guess what we want to ask is, what lesson are you currently learning or processing at the moment?
Life has changed a lot in the last few months for me and for almost everyone I know. And I definitely think I maybe haven't finished learning, but I'm still processing a few of those things. And for me, I guess I never really expected, just to stop ever being busy. And that's something that I've always done my entire life, was just fill every second of my day with something. And for me, like losing my job, being able to play music gigs and everything just all of a sudden came to a halt. And for me, it took me a while to kind of learn how to, I guess, be busy in a different way and actually just learn to relax and spend time by myself. I think, it's an important skill and one that I'm still learning, but just how to find purpose in your everyday life, because I think without that, it's kind of hard to find a reason to, get up and do something during the day when you actually have nothing solidly planned.
Just trying to learn to go with the flow is definitely something that I've also been learning. So it's nice to know that, we're all in this together and we're not alone. One of my favorite things about you is that you are ridiculously positive. And I would really like to know, what is the last thing or one of the things that's made you really laugh this week or in the past couple of weeks?
usually I surround myself with, a lot of people all the time. And the last kind of few months on the farm, it's just sort of been my mum and I a lot of the time, or my mum and my brother and I in the house. And some of my favourite moments are just the weird things that we do together, and just kind of being able to connect over starting to randomly dance in the kitchen, or just do funny things, or watching our dog just be weird. Or I think it's just nice to be able to, I don't know, we don't normally have time in our everyday life to sort of stop and just laugh at really silly little things. So it's kind of been nice to be able to do that.
The simplest things are the best things, right? That's so true. And I guess in the next 2 years, like looking forward to the next 2 years, what is the one thing that you just have to accomplish? You have to give it a go and just absolutely nail it.
I finished my university degree last year. And so I think this point in time has been a little bit weird for me in terms of trying to think ahead and see what it really is that I want to achieve. But I think music is something that in the last year I've really tried to put a lot more time and energy into. And so I think it would be pretty cool to be able to go and play a show somewhere, maybe over East or somewhere around Australia, just out of my comfort zone and in a different place. I think would be really awesome.
Look, I shot front row tickets if that show is anywhere within flying distance. Look, to be fair, if you're putting on a gig, I'll fly to WA as well. So it's just a super random question. When we went to WA, we sat together and put texters together for ages. And I would really like to know, what is the colour of texter you would be in a pack of texters?
I feel like I want to be orange, but sometimes orange is just a little bit too much for writing in texters. But at the same time, I think it kind of, for me, I kind of resonate orange with like creativity and just being like a little bit different and thinking outside the box. So I think I'll go with orange, even though sometimes maybe it's a little bit dodgy to write with.
You're totally an orange. I vibe you with the orange, Georgia. All right, quick round, fire round, fast five. Favourite food?
Oh, I can't go past chocolate.
Same. Favourite destination?
The Donnelly River.
Interesting. Didn't think you were going to say that. Favourite band or artist besides yourself?
Meg Mac.
Good one. A favourite movie?
Oh, I'm not a big movie person. I watched Interstellar the other day and I actually thought that was really good.
Good one. And favourite colour?
Orange again.
Classic orange. All right, well, we like to finish off these interviews with kind of a bigger question. Something that if someone doesn't know you, this answer will really allow them to get to know you. And if you don't know Georgia, she is an incredibly talented musician. You've put out an EP and your songs are so good. Like you are genuinely talented. But to break into the music world, it takes a lot of courage and a lot of vulnerability. And so I guess what we're going to ask is, how did you take that leap? Do you have a story behind it?
Yeah, it definitely wasn't something that I probably expected to do expected at the time to do. But I think my whole high school time, I really enjoyed singing and whatever, but it was really easy to kind of look around at the people within my year, and I had some very incredibly talented girls in my year, and kind of compare yourself to that and think, oh, well, there's kind of no point trying because there are a lot of people who could, do the same thing, or you kind of think, oh, they're better. But I'm not sure. One day I just decided to record some songs that I'd written, more so just to keep a record of them for myself or for my family. And then not long after that, I was flying to the Netherlands to go on exchange there for 6 months. And I was flying by myself to travel for a little bit first, which was something in itself that was kind of out of my comfort zone. And I'm not sure if it was right before I left or while I was over there, I just decided to release them. And I didn't really tell anyone about it. I just kind of decided to release them and it was going to take 2 weeks. And I think I almost used going overseas as a bit of a way to sort of do it while I didn't have to see anyone or face it. But it was the best decision I made because so many opportunities have come from that. So I definitely think that while things can be scary, it's sort of a good idea to just take that first little step. And then from there, you've already made the decision. You just take it from there and you're sort of forced into continuing to step outside your comfort zone, and you don't really know what opportunities are going to come from it. So you might as well give it a go.
We've been talking a lot about how motivation is actually the result of action. So you become more motivated to do things when you just start them and you just take the plunge, which is really, really awesome. And if someone would like to listen to your music or get in contact with you, talk about music with you, how could they get in touch?
I have a Facebook and Instagram page. It's just Georgia McAlpine Music. And I found it really rewarding in the past, actually, when people have reached out and said, you know, I want to release music or I want to start playing live shows. How do you do it? And I guess the answer is it's a lot easier than you think. So I'm more than happy to chat to anyone who, you know, wants to step outside their comfort zone and give it a go.
Awesome. Well, thanks so much, Georgia. It's so nice to see your face again, and I can't wait to take the long journey to Perth to watch the sunset with you. It's going to be such a cute little adventure that we go on. Make sure to tune in next week when we hear from an absolutely incredible member of our community, like always. Thanks, guys.
I've lost my voice tonight. Usually I'd speak my mind. I don't know what I'm trying to hide. Usually I'd be just fine.